Hi guys, welcome to the sketchbook tour of a sketchbook that I will probably never finish in my life. I don't know what it is, but I just never got around to finishing this. Every time I want to work on a sketchbook, I never pick this up, even though I have this much pages left, around that much. I just feel like I'll never finish this, so why not make a sketchbook tour on it? Let's just get started. Basically, it's a lot of my high school sketchbook assignments that the ones I liked, I just stuck it in here. This was back in 2015. It was actually 2016. It was my freshman year sketchbook, I think. Pretty sure. This is 4, 5, 6 years ago, so I didn't really write down the dates, which sucks because I wish I knew when I did all this stuff. But this is an acrylic leopard. It is done in acrylic, and I feel like back then I really focused on individual lines, and this is of my dog Cookie. It's done in color pencil. I don't know why I just never finished this part. I think it looks kind of cool unfinished, so there's that. Moving on to this one. This one is a replication of Starry Night. It is done in acrylic, and it was one of my high school sketchbook assignments too. It was an assignment to replicate a famous piece of painting, so I just chose Van Gogh's Starry Night. This is just two koalas done in marker, and I saw on Pinterest that it was really cool to just swat out your marker color, so that's what I did. I really like how I drew the little koalas. I'm pretty sure I saw these two are like the top 2 images found off Google. These 2 pages match. I think this is nice, done in watercolor and pen, and this one is patterns, and I did it on this paper. This one is a cutout of another piece of paper, so it wasn't directly done on the sketchbook, but this one was directly done on the sketchbook, and I'm not sure how I feel about it because the pages got a little wrinkly, but overall it's okay. It's cute. It's all I can say about that. Now moving on to this page. So this is when I wanted my sketchbook to be more processy. I don't even know what that really means, but I was really purposeful with my process. So these were carefully swatted paintbrush paints. I don't have to make everything neat. I think that was my problem in high school. I just really like to focus on details instead of the focus on the whole picture. But I still am proud of this work. This is of my friend Joanna's friend, Michaela. And yeah, I think I did some of her facial features right, but the shadows of the trees kind of look like part of her hair. So that looks a little weird. But this was done in acrylic. I'm not sure if I said that already. And I just created this title because, I don't know, she was looking through the leaves. So I was like, oh, looking through the leaves. On to the 100 head challenge that was done in 2019. So this was when Ahmed Aldori, actually I don't know, I think this is a while later after Ahmed Aldori posted his 100 head challenge. So I really want to take on it. These are not from his Pinterest board. These are of all my friends. These are all the people I grew up with. And this is part 2 of the people I grew up with. And then these are some portraits also of people that I know of, and this page is starting to become the portraits that you see on his Pinterest board. I find that his Pinterest board is very full of amazing portraits that you could follow if you want to improve in your art. These 10 I actually redid a year later, so this year after I had 1 year of art experience. So if you want to see an improved version after a year of art classes, then stay tuned because it's coming up. These are all done in mechanical pencil. I rarely use the traditional pencils, which maybe I should, but I just really like how thin the mechanical pencil is without having to sharpen it. Moving on to more heads. These are Marvel characters, and these are famous people. That's Einstein, I believe. And these are, I don't know where I found these. I think these are like the recommended Pinterest pins that you see below the board. Okay, I can't really talk anymore. Anyway, so these are 2 birds that I really like. It's done in a mixed media. I believe there's paint, marker, pen, and I think I started off with pencil sketches. This is a chicken and a peacock, and yeah, I think I find these to be one of my favorite pages in the sketchbook, and I did this in high school, my senior year. So because I like doing these two a lot, I decided to continue with the birds. Sorry the setup changed, but I had to change my battery pack. But as I was saying, these two are just a continuation of the bird series done in the mixed media. And as I said, I saw on Pinterest that it was really cool to swat out all the colors, so that's what I did. And these two pages are actually just this page. This one page is actually stuck onto this. It's from my junior year sketchbook. We did a lot of process work, and this was one of the process works that I did for a drawing that I did, which was Skull and Bones. I'll insert a photo here. This is the final product of this process page. And then moving on to this page, it's also continuation like that, but I was trying to figure out which quote to do and the color choices. And I don't think I really experimented all too much. I loved it, so there that was. And this is, I don't know if I can show you well. Okay, this is great. So this is a quote that I did. It's love is patient, love is kind, it does not envy, it does not boast, it is not proud. It's from the Bible, and I just thought I would include it. So this was actually done this year, even though it's stuck in the very front of the book. I just did a portrait and there's an empty page, so I just stuck it on. It was done in gouache, white, and black, and then I just mixed for the gray areas. This was found on Aldori's Pinterest page too, so this is a fun painting that I did. Okay, this was back in 2019, but this sketchbook, I actually displayed it with my other arts stuff, so I left this page for people who come visit to write. So these are all notes by people whom passed by my sketchbook during the art show. And I believe this was also a free drawing option for one of my sketchbook assignments, so I decided to do a leopard, I think, or is this a cheetah? Sorry, I think it's a leopard. Leopard in pen. And this was based off of the Disney castle in Hong Kong, and I just never finished it, but I kind of like how detailed this is, and then it sprays out to be not as detailed. This was done in ink as well. So this is a painting of an owl, close-up owl, probably one of the first few Google images too of an owl close-up, but I painted it using acrylic, and I guess my favorite part of this would probably be the blending that I did of the beak and the eye. This part, yeah, but I think the blending of the beak is my favorite part here. Yes. And I wish it like went to the edge of the book, but like that's fine. And then this one is on black paper, and I just used a white pen. Looking back, the white pen is very pigmented, and I'm really happy about that. Like, look how well this is staying. This was done like, I think these two were done in 2017. Yes, 2017, 2018, sometime there. And the colors are still great. I mean, it's only been like a year or two, but I used pretty cheap pens for this. I found it at a local stationery shop in Hong Kong. I don't see much stationery shops where I was at in New York City, so I'm probably gonna stock up and then bring a bunch back to New York when I go back, because this pen is really nice. Okay, enough about that. This is a watercolor painting, really inspired by Kellogg's Scoops. He does really beautiful bird plus like girl drawings, and this definitely is not on par with his work, but I just really was inspired by his work and decided to paint my own. And these are just more head drawings. I think I did this year during quarantine, so some more beautiful swatches because they're just aesthetic. Honestly, I just do them for the aesthetic. I don't know if I even like do them for my drawings, but yeah, these weren't even the same thing. But yeah, I think my favorite one here would have to be the first one I did. I really like this part, like the way I drew her little curves on her face. I don't know if that makes sense. If you can't tell, this is Jimin from BTS. And okay, here it is. So this is a close-up of one of the portraits I saw on Ahmed Aldori's page. And remember what I said about improvement? So this stuff went over to here and like left all these like dirty marks, but that's okay. Part of the whole personality of this. But look at this, and I'll flip back to that. Y'all see the difference? If you don't see no difference, then I wasted a year. Just kidding, I'm kidding. I learned a lot in art school, but I feel like I have a lot more structure in their faces, am I right? But I think when I showed my sister this, who also likes art, but she's doing something else, but she likes art, she said that it's like two different styles, but I think that this trumps this. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below if you're still here. If you're still here, hi. But yeah, these are also done in mechanical pencil, and I think this page is so fun. One of my favorites to do is just to like draw these kind of portraits with pencil or pen or whatever. And oh, what is this sticking on? Oh, so I printed the portraits that I followed, so I just stuck them in here. And oh, these are some hands I did. Why did I? Okay, yeah. So these are just some hands I did. I don't know if they're the best hand studies, but they're here nonetheless. So there's that. And this is of my friend Jade. So I was gonna make a fast forward video all on this painting, but I don't know, it just didn't really turn out the way I wanted to. The structure of her face is not very well rendered, so I just stuck this in here. I like it, but I don't know, I don't know if it was good to put it in a whole video on its own, but still really like it. Yeah, it was done in gouache. So I did some skull studies, and it's a little flashback parallel to the skull studies I did here, but it's like a totally different thing. But I just wanted to play with more skulls. Saw this on Pinterest again, of like the little like jump and then the jump, and then this is just done in gouache, and I really like how this turned out. Really do. Okay. Moving on to some Moana fan art. I just really was in love with the series, not series, what am I saying? The movie, so I decided to do some fan art, and I just studied her face. I think this face is a little distorted, but I really like how I drew this 3/4 profile and Maui, and then I don't know why. This doesn't seem like it takes people long because it's like blotches of color, but I find this stuff so much like more tedious than like a painting like this. I think it's just because this one I can just free flow my painting stuff. I can just like and like it's okay if it's like not perfect because it's like part of the painting style. But with this, it was so refreshing to always like keep in line and then like make sure it's smooth. And then yeah, I think I spent more time on this than I did with this, and I enjoy doing this style more, even though I find this very pleasing to look at. And then this one is, I even wrote it here, but it's inspired by Marcel van Leeuwen's, which is a photographer. He does photography of this kind of stuff. I'll insert a picture of his work here, and yeah, I saw his work and I was like, wow, I have to like recreate that. So I painted it, and this is just inspired by his work, and it's more of a direct copy than this one, but I skipped over this one. So I was more inspired by the painted picture, and it's by Marcel van Leeuwen. Sorry if I'm saying his name like and I'm butchering it, but his work, his photography skills is so beautiful and captivating. So I just decided to do some art, and this one is inspired by his photos, but it isn't as direct of a copy as this one, as this one. So still was so much fun to do. And then this one, I thought I would experiment with more abstract art. I've been doing a lot of like animals, portraitures, subjects, so I wanted to like let myself go a little bit and the process for this, I don't know if I was feeling very confident with it, but I just continue on, just like watch YouTube videos while I was doing this. So yeah, it turned out not too bad, and I think I want to be focusing some attention towards these a little more, because why not? And so some hand studies, I think this one was done well, but this one just like lost its structure. Like, what kind of hand is that? More hand studies. I need to get more confident with my hands. Yeah. More hand studies, but I'm not really feeling this, and I did a hand here and I was too embarrassed by it, so I just stuck a pamphlet on top of it. I really like this pamphlet. It's the church that I go to in Hong Kong, but it's a really pretty design. And then these are inspired by Bob Ross. I think I followed his tutorial on this one, and then these are just landscapes that I did. But I don't think this is Bob Ross. This one is. I forgot which shoot. Wait, I wrote it. Ocean Sunset Season 10, Episode 10. So this was done according to that video. Avatar fan art, so I taped it up because it kept like popping out the book, but I'll untape it for you guys. So let me try to this is not okay. So this is some Avatar fan art that I did, pencil drawing of the characters. I don't know if I can like get this in frame for you guys. And I wanted to create my own character, didn't really succeed, but there's her. And oh my gosh, here's some design work that I saw on Pinterest, and I'm still trying to figure out my style for characters. So I think I like this girl, but it's really based off of stuff I saw on Pinterest, so I don't want to be copying other people's work. So I'm gonna try to figure out my style. And this one is a really poorly painted picture of a leopard, so I'm sorry about that. But this is just some chess piece studies. So I have a chess piece from Harry Potter, and I did, oh, it's right here. This is a drawing that I did. I took a picture and then printed it. This was done in high school in my senior year, so I just really wanted to do it again. If you don't recognize, this is League of Legends. I don't play, but one of my friends sent me a photo of this picture, and I'll insert the photo right here. And I just thought it was such a beautiful like illustration that I wanted to paint it, but I just never got to finishing it. I just left it like this. I really like the paint style I did. I kept like blotching it. Yeah, that's what I kept doing. Yeah, that's my little League of Legends fan art. I wish I had the not materials. I wish I had like the computer, PC, gaming stuff, because it looks so fun, but I just never got around to gaming. So more portraits, and this was done on this cardboard. As I said, I enjoy doing the statue studies a lot. Here's more of them, except this time, instead of mechanical pencil, I'm doing them in watercolor. This is not watercolor paper, but that was totally fine. It was just very fun to work on them. Since I already done this like 2 to 3 times before, it was nice to just like be familiar with the statue and just paint it again. So this one is more portrait. This was done in gouache, and this was like an empty page. Yeah. And I don't know why this is taped. Let's see. I did a little fantasy waterfall tree thing that was pretty fun to do. And this is just, I printed these off Pinterest. Sorry I'm using Pinterest so much, but I just was very inspired by these artworks, and I did a watercolor ink drawing here. Then this is just 2 sketchbook paper stuff that I ripped out. So it's of a whale, and I did an eye on this side, and on this, behind this, I just did like a watercolor pattern. And yeah, don't really have too much to say about this, but I just really like the colors and how colorful it is, and this one's like hopeful. Probably these are like the top searched images and I just like painted them to like have fun. But yeah, this was something that I found in my cupboard. I think this was done in high school, and I just saw it and I just stuck it here. I don't know why. This one is a girl I found on Unsplash. Unsplash is basically a platform for like free images you can like use. So I just found this portrait and thought I would paint her. And these are some stickers that I drew on Procreate and then printed them. So I just documented them here. I didn't really like how it looked in my sketchbook, so I just like cut it up and then like compositioned it to look like this. I like this format a lot better. This is my sister. Hi. I just did like a painting of her, even though it's like quite unfinished and stylized. That is the last page of the sketchbook. Looking back, looking through all this stuff, I just like how it is, and I really want to start new sketchbooks. Wait, look. For my birthday, my friends gave me this brand new sketchbook, so I've been wanting to open it. Oh, there's me. You can like kind of see me. Hi. I just really want to start this. If I start this one, I don't think I'll ever get to finishing this book. I'll stay true to the title of this video, and this will be the sketchbook that will stay unfinished. I really hope you like the sketchbook tour. I have 2 sketchbook tours already made on my channel, so if you want to go check them out, I'll link them down in the description box below. Bye guys! Woo!